do 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 do. Do 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 do. Interesting.
I exist.
Yes, you
It is
do.
regrettable.
Yes, those are words. So Max will be showing up a little bit late to the shindig, and Sign is clearly showing himself to be fucking here, but apparently, too lazy to join. I shall add him. Bastard.
So it would seem.
Gonna wait for Max before I talk about that topic. Hey. So, let's get the fanfiction queued up here.
Okay. I'm here.
Great, Max is here. So fantastic. So,
Had to clean up a puke from the dog. Yay.
lovely. So, my brain shoved this into my head, and I'm going to share it with you guys because it will never be written, but it is funny. Why are you playing Dark Souls 2? Why would you do that to yourself? It's not even relevant to the lore.
It's an okay game.
Oh, I'm not. Certainly, it's an okay game. But if I had an hour and I was told I could play Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, or Dark Souls 2, well, I wouldn't be doing Dark Souls 2.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
What? 100% achievement run. Fair enough.
Someone at Twitch needs to be slapped in the face for defaulting my account to light mode for some reason.
Oof.
That's a flashbang I didn't need.
Rough.
The
Yeah.
worst part, it's not even like, like the Google light mode where like, oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
No, this is somehow brighter.
How?
Yeah.
know.
There's ways.
They fucked with the hue and saturation, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, Sign, good of you to once again be confidently wrong in asserting something about an IP.
What was I wrong about this time?
I didn't know that Guilty Gear was created by Capcom. That was news to me, a long time Arc
Wow,
System.
yeah, that's very impressive.
Who made them?
Arxis.
Arc System works.
Arxis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
The weirdos that made Blaze Blue.
No. Anyway, so I shared this on Sign server because they were talking about things that made me think about it. But I had a chuckle out of it, and I know the two of you really liked Payday 2 back in the day. I'm not sure how much you guys kept up on the Payday 2 lore, though, but there's an 8-hour video of schizophrenic posting that'll catch you up on it.
I'm sure there is.
See?
There's a 2-hour post on just about every any fandom.
No, 6
that
hour.
I used to be a.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, no.
It got
I fell off.
schizophrenic.
Oh, great! I fell off when they revealed it was part of the John Wick universe. I was like, oh, okay, and then I just kind of fell off from there.
Excuse you?
Apparently. Yeah, also other things such as aliens are real, the Illuminati is real, Hyperborea is real, the Hyperborean War is the reason why the Payday universe exists. Yeah, it got really weird. The lore got really schizophrenic.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, my brain decided to shove this into my head, and I will now display it before both of you, and you can tell me if this would be an amusing idea or not. So, how familiar with Blue Archive are you?
Enough to be uncomfortable after my.
Yeah, I would say enough to know that it needs to
the
perish.
tutorial.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Enough to know there are
As has been discussed, I'm fine with the idea of playing a game where you are a school teacher taking care of things. I'm not fine with the implications within the first hour that there will be romance options
With the children?
with every single student.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah. Anyway, so
Brain. If this was a college town, at least it'd be weird, but at least it wouldn't be creepy.
Yeah, exactly. Brain says Payday 2 Blue Archive crossover. The premise is that after Payday 2, the team has to lose some heat, so they take on a Criminal Minds style job where they're brought in as criminal experts to fortify the city's security policies, right? And but they just happen to arrive just in time for a massive prison break, and now they're left as the only authority figures in the entire city with security access to the systems. And so they have to restore order to secure their payday. Masks on, boys.
They lose.
But it would be funny. Well,
the
implication, though, right, is that because it's Blue Archive, all of the fucking Payday power-ups also exist.
Wouldn't they still lose because Blue Archive is kind of retarded?
I mean, it's really 50-50 with how you roll it from what I've seen in how the power scaling works on that fucking game.
I saw a bitch literally flip a tank one-handed.
Yeah, but she's really jacked. Hey, well, hold on a second. You get a fucking perk in Payday that lets you literally rip safes open with your bare hands.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's the thing.
Um,
Also, man, I was real shocked because I saw a couple pics of the new like blonde-haired muscle mommy going around, and I saw
Yeah.
it was a Blue Archive student. I'm like, what?
Yeah, 17 years old.
Which
Oh,
again,
good.
completely
One of
possible.
those
One
no
of those
way.
like 1 in a million,
Yeah,
like
yes.
genetic things. But it's like I was not expecting this
There,
from a game like this.
there's a lot of Blue Archive, I find, occupies that one position where you can say she's how old and mean it in two different ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where some characters you're like, there's no fucking way she's 17. And then other characters you're like, there's no fucking way she is 17.
That bitch thick.
If she's 17, I'm the king of England.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've got bad news
Whosoever
for you
pulleth
boys.
me out.
But
Yeah, no, Blue Archive is just uncomfortable because again, like teacher-student dynamics are a thing, and that's like, it's uncomfortable.
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the romance idea. I like the general premise of, like, you are the new guy and somehow you escaped the adult rapture as the new guy coming in, and now you as the only person left with the security permissions. From an IT
Yeah.
perspective, I find this hilarious. Of just
Oh,
like,
no.
yeah.
That's hilarious. Like,
Yeah,
congratulations. You
I didn't even
are
think about that.
the only IT guy left.
Oh no.
What do you mean I'm the only one?
Yeah, it's just like you
Gonna
come
need to do a
in,
lot of
literally
studying.
everyone's
Yeah.
gone, and all you have is kids with guns, and you're just like, all right, okay. We are 9 types of fucked.
We can make this
Yeah.
work.
But
You know, I had some small amount of hope for the game because one of the first draws I got was I don't remember her name, but she wore a Chinese dress. And part of her profile mentioned that she was a teacher. Like, oh, thank God, you can summon fellow teachers. And then a day later, I reread. I'm like,
yeah, she's 17.
oh no, she's an assistant teacher for the elementary school kids. She's still a high school student.
Yeah, she's
I
17.
hate all of you.
Actually,
Yeah.
I don't think they. Actually, she's one of the ones that I don't think they list her age.
Well, pretty
It's like,
much all the ones that aren't
oh.
listed are 17.
Yeah, that's a safe assumption. That's an absurd.
Yeah, if they go, oh, they're a high school student, but we're not going to list their age, it's 17.
Can't have them
Because
being too old for some reason.
yeah, God forbid they're like college students or something.
Unless it's that kind of
Well,
serious.
I mean, well, to be fair, like average graduation age is 17 to 18 in Japan for high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah,
but
that's
still,
my
it's
point.
like,
My point is that they are of the graduation age. They're in the final year, and it's kind of still just like, you really don't look like you're a high school student.
Or, wow, you don't look like you're a high school student.
Yeah. Also, I will say the idea of throwing a grenade into a classroom full of kindergartners to make them stop shooting at you is kind of funny.
Was it a flashbang?
No, don't worry, they have shields.
I love
I don't think Blue Archive City deals in non-lethal, to be honest.
I'm sorry, you
from
do.
I'm sorry, from my 1 or 2 hours in the game doing this tutorial, I don't think there was any mention of non-lethal.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
It's all fully
hold on.
lethal.
Yeah.
You threw a frag 12 into a room full of kindergartners.
Well, they had fucking.
and it was okay.
They had pistols.
Well, hang on a second. They shot first.
Yeah.
They shot.
Actually.
You know,
Okay, well-
I was just using the standard marine clearing method, okay?
Ah, yes.
It's
of course,
listed
that
in the
makes it
teacher
okay.
handbook, don't you know? Page 4.
Also listed
is
in
how
the
you clear a
teacher
room with your
handbook.
students.
You just,
This is how you
you
clear
know
a
what?
room of unruly students.
That needs to just be like in an a 4-panel coma of just like, oh, that's weird. The cover's peeling off. USMC. Oh no.
U.S. military doctrine
Oh
book.
no.
See, now what would be really funny is if there was actually just an American school in that city. Where, like, all of the kids were blatantly American stereotypes. And, like, they were the only school that was doing good against the prison break. Oh no, our superiors are gone! Fire in advance!
Oh
Hey,
no.
even better, they're the only school the prison outbreak avoids.
Right, exactly. Have you tried asking the Americans for help? Well, they kind of mined their entire street.
And they've got snipers shooting anyone who approaches.
They mined the entire street. Isn't it made of cement? Yeah. They dug holes in the cement? Not quite.
No,
The
no,
mines were there before, somehow.
Oh, they built the mine straight into the street.
I will say, it's a very American concept.
Just
Yep.
press a
Don't
button
worry.
to activate the mines.
We pre-mined the street. Don't worry.
Part of the
They're
process.
easily reloadable.
Don't worry. The civil engineer signed off on this payload. It's fine.
Oh, I can't. What? No. I didn't approve
Yes.
this. Nobody approved this.
The secret American method of making... That's why all the potholes in the street exist, you know? It's the mines went off.
Oops.
You see, what
What is
most
this awful
Americans
new American lore we've created?
What are you talking about lore? This is just truth.
That's
I
lore.
would say, listen, the Europeans, it's about time the Europeans learned what we have to put up with. Why our streets are so... You want to know why everybody in Chicago drives terribly? Because that's what we have to deal with.
It's actually
dodging
instinctive
gunfire
bullet
and
dodging
mines.
training. Yeah, it's actually just instinctive at this point. Yeah, they just subconsciously dodge bullets as they drive.
Say the
Listen,
same
if
for
you aren't
Louisiana.
swerving your car, you're asking to get shot.
Exactly. Always
yes.
drive at a curved angle.
See, I heard the opposite.
Yeah.
If you're driving through Chicago, is you don't swerve because that makes people nervous.
If you drive
And
through
nervous
Chicago,
people
you don't
start pulling
stop at lights.
pieces.
You know, I will say Chicago probably has some pretty good car repair going on because you know what? A single backfire on your car. Whoo.
Woo.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, listen, you never hear cars backfire. You will hear engines rev, you will hear tires screech. You won't hear a whole lot of backfires. People get those fixed real fucking quick.
Glass install places have got to be doing money.
Your car
Business
backfires.
and/or
Guess what? Everyone around you's firing back.
Oh no.
Oh no. You think that'd be in Soviet Russia joke, but no, that's an in Chicago joke.
Chicago, car fire back. I love
Enter the Dungeon got really fucking weird with the last update.
Enter Chicago.
Hell yes. I'll play that.
You know
Do
what?
you think
That'd
they
be
could
funny
get
if
a-
like
do
an
you think
April
they could get
Fool's
away?
like skin on a map or something.
Listen,
It might be. Do you think they could get away with calling it the Chirac update though?
Oh, hell yes.
No.
Update.
oh man, I haven't heard that joke in forever. Thanks for bringing that one back, Max.
What do you mean bring it back? I just heard it like I think the other month on an article.
People
Oh,
have been,
Max, that's a very
yeah,
old joke in
people have been
Chicago.
making
Oh, I know.
that joke since like the Gulf years.
I know it's here. I know it's old.
Yeah,
I just don't know how you've gone a while without hearing it.
probably because everyone told the joke so much in Chicago, they stopped telling it.
No, it just became fact. Everyone knows it's Chirac now.
Yeah.
But,
Oh,
yeah,
man, all
so-
right, yeah. So let's get into fan. Wait,
Also,
did
I
have
was just gonna
a
say the last
story
thing I
at
said.
all?
You gotta understand, the citizens of Chicago love it when Chicago comes up in media. Listen, we are Gotham City, right?
No,
Pretty much every
we
Batman
own
movie.
Gotham City.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No,
It's New
Gotham
Jersey.
City's been shot here more than it's been shot in Jersey.
I know it's terrible. It's a travesty.
Yeah, you should have had better architecture.
We have great architecture.
Not better than Chicago's.
That is patently false.
Yeah, then how come you aren't Gotham City?
It's because it's really expensive.
Also because it's more dangerous to film in Jersey.
That too.
They'll spend too much
That one
money.
I'll believe.
We're actually finally cleaning up the illegal body dump.
The illegal body dump.
Yeah, there's only
Yeah.
legal body dumps left.
Well, I mean, that's a Planned Parenthood. But
Oof.
Ah, Sneaky.
I mean, is he wrong?
You just can't resist.
I'm not commenting one way or another, other than to say that that's definitely not Twitch friendly.
I don't know. I think it is.
Yeah, it's so hard to figure out what is and isn't Twitch friendly these
Uh,
days.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Assume everything is.
But
Twitch unfriendly.
illegal body dump. It was this place where everyone used to dump chemicals and bodies, and everyone knew everyone dumped chemicals and bodies there. But the police never did anything about it because they were like, well, if we stop them from dumping chemicals and bodies there, then they're just going to find other places to dump chemicals and bodies. And where they're currently dumping chemicals and bodies, it's at least not making major pollution incidents.
Oh, it's easier for us to find the bodies if we know where they're dumping them because everyone dumps them here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, then people would stop dumping the bodies there. No, we just the murders just went unsolved.
Ah,
Yeah, don't worry about it. Look, we have
don't worry about it.
we have plenty. Look, we have look, man. Okay, so look, we lose about 100 or so people a year to blue holes. One or two
Yep.
unsolved mysteries really isn't on the radar.
So you just claim a blue hole got him.
No, the mob got him.
Oh, the mob got him.
Yeah, just the mob got him. You see, we don't really lie in New Jersey unless we're lying for profit. Then we tell you were lying, and everyone knows we're lying. But we both don't call each other out on the lying because we're both making money off of it.
Makes sense.
Oh, we have blue holes, right? Okay, so the lore of blue holes. I used to be a big Hentalia fan. I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean, I'll judge them.
Okay, you go ahead and
A
judge
big
them.
what fan?
Hetalia, yeah, the Access Powers, Hetalia. It's where all the
Access powers. Yeah, the Hitler.
Yeah.
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 That came out of nowhere.
Commenter on YouTube.
No, I know. I figured that's what that came from. That just completely out of left field. I have no idea what prompted this sudden confession.
You can tell they were a Hetalia fan because they told you they were a Hetalia fan. It's kind of like veganism. You know they're a vegan because they tell you they're a vegan.
Because they won't shut up about being a
I
vegan.
would say that's true of several fandoms.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Blue holes, right? So
No,
blue
no.
holes. Lore about the blue holes. So blue holes. So basically, New Jersey had a crap ton of quarries, right? Back in the day. And then we stopped quarrying there. And then it rained a bunch. And because of rock, the water didn't go anywhere. Only it turns out that the blue holes never overflowed because the water was going somewhere. But they make for great swimming pools for everyone.
Underground river system.
Yeah, so unfortunately, enough quarries got filled up that a giant underground river system got created.
Well, no, it wasn't created. It was already there, Sneaky. There are lots of them already there. They probably just, the water got heavy enough that it breached down to the already existing underground
possibly,
river
yeah.
system. It breached that and then connected.
But yeah. So unfortunately, there's probably a lot of bodies in that underground river system. Yeah. Unfortunately, riptide currents occur in the blue holes, and when you go swimming in the blue hole, sometimes it's perfectly fine, and then some days the blue hole has chosen you, and you disappear.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, riptides are not a fucking joke.
And there is literally no indication. Like, normally with riptides, you can see the riptide in the ocean. With blue holes, you can't see it. It just happens and then you're gone.
I mean, even with a riptide in the ocean, like, or oceans, lakes, like, you can't always see it, like, especially when you're in the water. And I say that as someone who had a dear friend get caught
Yes,
in a
I remember
riptide
that, yeah.
at the Indiana Dunes.
Yeah. As a former
was a fun
lifeguard,
night.
that shit's scary as fuck. Yeah, well, we also don't have lifeguards for the blue holes because you don't rescue anyone that gets in a blue hole.
Otherwise, you get sucked down too.
The blue hole hungers; it demands sacrifice. It absolutely does. That's a process. So, New Jerseyans are also highly superstitious. And there's been
the creators of the Jersey Devil, really?
Yes, there's been a lot of pushback to banning the use of blue holes. Like, they were banned, and then they weren't banned, and then they were banned, but it wasn't enforced, and then people still went to them. And at this point, everyone's kind of just given up trying to stop people from going to the blue holes, because the blue holes need their sacrifices, and, you know, everyone else gets a nice day at the blue hole, and then some people just get chosen. And then we never see them again.
No. Nuh-uh. No. Hell no.
We had professional divers try to go down there one time. I don't know what happened to them. I think they were fine. I also don't think some of them were fine.
Yeah, I would say the only time I've had a positive experience with blue holes is Dave the Diver. Which, if
do you
haven't played,
do you go to blue holes in Dave the Diver?
Yeah, the thing that you go to is literally called a blue hole.
Oh, I thought you went to the ocean.
It's basically, imagine if a blue hole appeared in the ocean and the blue hole just happened to change every day. The devs didn't give a fuck.
No, to be fair, there's a lot of lore around the blue holes.
Oh, I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying, like, the devs were just like, yeah, we just made up whatever bullshit we wanted for this fucking
that's fair. No, that's
fishing
cool.
for this fucking fishing roguelite deal. And I was like, you know
know
what?
That's
This is
Seth
fine.
Rogen in top left.
There are blue holes in the ocean.
That's what prompted it.
Theorized that the Bermuda Triangle is home to one, and that's why people keep disappearing.
I mean, that's fair.
No, that's because the Bermuda Triangle contains devils. It's where all the demons are actually sealed away. King Solomon sacrificed himself there.
No, they think it's a freshwater blue hole that keeps pumping up fresh water out of it from the water table. So ships that hit it, suddenly they're not as buoyant in the freshwater as they are in the saltwater, and they go down.
Yeah. Well, then why are the planes going down?
Don't know about the planes. Not sure about those.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw that Natalia was ranked number 3 on Fanfiction, and I was surprised. Why would you be surprised by that? I mean, like, come on. Like, look, guys really like writing fanfics about power fantasies, but it has nothing on women and their sexual fantasies. Like, for every story...
Fuck the United States.
Yeah, for every story a guy is putting out about their power fantasy, we're getting maybe like 2, 3, 4, 5 sexual fantasies from a woman.
Yeah, but the story about Lolly Hitler-chan, really?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of yaoi.
What?
A lot of it's yaoi.
But all the characters are female.
I thought they were all guys in Hetalia.
No.
No, Hetalia has a bunch of dudes.
Mix. It's mostly guys with a couple
I think
gals.
There's a mix.
Okay. Okay, so it's not all
it
guys.
is most
Like all the
male,
main characters are
remember.
female.
Really?
Are they?
All the Axis ones, I want to say, are female, aren't they?
No,
Natalia, Japan.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a mix.
no, dude.
You sure?
Here's the thing, I've never watched it.
I've never
I
watched
can only
it,
tell you
so,
what I remember from seeing
There
clips
were
of stuff.
people at my school in the anime club. Of course, they were female.
Well, yeah.
Fucking obsessed with that show.
Germany is a guy. Italy is a guy. Japan is a guy. United States is a guy. United Kingdom is a guy. France is a guy. Russia is a guy. China is a guy.
Oh.
Canada's a guy. Prussia's a guy. Hungary's a guy. Poland's a guy. Denmark's a guy. Romania's a guy. Austria is a she.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
Guess they're still a little salty about World War II.
Damn,
Huh?
that's a reference. Sweden's a
said
guy.
Austria's
Finland's a
a
guy. Yeah, Austria looks to be like the only notable female character.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I
like,
could have sworn there were
according
more.
Austria's a male.
I could have sworn there were way more females in that than male.
I mean, you're wrong. You're objectively wrong. We've proved it.
Apparently, I'm wrong.
Okay. So Hungary, according to the wiki, Hungary's female. Austria is a guy, I guess. Just cross
then-
dress. Actually, that's a single
What's
female out of
But
this list
then
so far.
what's that make
okay.
Austria Hungary?
Belgium is
Oh, it does say he.
Male.
Okay, so literally the entire main cast is men. Like I thought.
Czechia is female.
Yeah. Like I
It's
thought.
it's still mostly males. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
So
almost
like
all
I
males.
originally fucking stated, everyone else can eat shit.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Okay, no,
no,
fuck
no,
off.
I
Fuck
was
off.
with you.
Me and Atin were on your side. Get the fuck out of here with that. Everyone else can eat shit. Stein can eat
He
shit.
means me.
Yeah. When I say everyone, I mean sign.
Oh yeah, that doesn't get confusing.
Don't worry
I
about it.
could have sworn that from the covers I saw on it, it was kind of like K-On! Where all the main
No.
characters were female.
No,
the side
no,
characters
no,
sorry,
no, no,
dude.
no, 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 no,
Hit-
sign.
Hitalia
Sign, no,
was
no,
in the height of the Bishonen era.
Yeah, no, sign.
Was it?
You're thinking of the host club,
Am I?
where all of the characters look like guys but are actually girls.
Is
Hang
that
on a
what
minute.
it is?
Yeah,
No.
isn't
No,
Lauren
no, Host Club is
on?
a reverse
I don't think so. I
harem.
don't think it's Orun Host.
Oh, I
Club.
thought that was the. No,
No,
sorry,
No,
no.
Host Club is a reverse harem.
Okay,
I would say
no.
host club is definitely a reverse harem. There is
Okay.
absolutely
No, there was
no
one that was like Host Club then, that had the plot of Host Club, but the secret was that all of the Host Club guys were actually girls pretending to be guys.
That certainly sounds like it's a plot somewhere, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a Dojin.
No, definitely not a doujin, since I basically have never read any of those, ever. At all.
No, but I'm certain that's the plot to many a Dojin.
Oh, I'm certain there's a plot to many doujins. I'm just saying it was an official published manga, not a fan work.
So are Dojins.
Shut up, sign. Stop
Some
being
were
pedantic.
officially published.
I'm gonna officially
Yes, yes.
publish your dick into your mouth.
Oh.
That's German. And that's a real old internet reference.
Wow!
You curse of ages, motherfucker. God damn it.
The blue hole is just an adjacent vector for Truck Con. All those are chosen are now just American isekai protagonists.
A New
Dude.
Jersey American.
That's
isekai
some
protagonist.
white
Oh,
trash going out into the universe.
Oh,
That would
God.
explain why everybody fucking hates isekais when you think about it, Sneaky. If all they're getting is
Oh.
if all of the isekais that they've been getting have been coming from white Jersey
God
trash.
damn! Jin is coming in with the fucking heavy hit. With how fat Sign is, you have to refer to him as everyone.
Eat shit. Speaking of Because shit, doesn't that make the blue holes just giant toilets and the people swimming in them turds that are getting flushed down?
No.
What?
Think about it.
No.
I am.
They're getting flushed.
No, they're not.
They are.
Oh my god. No. Bro, your fucking mind. Anyway, yeah, so Italia is filled with a lot of fucking gay porn.
Yep.
A lot of gay porn. Pretty much only gay porn.
So it's worse than Naruto.
I mean,
Oh,
at least
100%.
no, actually, because
No,
you know what? At least
absolutely.
Hatalia's honest about what it is.
Oh yeah,
That's
fair.
fair, I suppose, yeah.
Like the people who watch Hatalia, they're there because it's gay porn.
Well, no, they're not there because it's gay porn. The show has no gay porn in it at all. Just heavily implications in some episodes, and they
Yeah, Sneaky.
make
There's all
historical
kinds of
references.
Yuri that doesn't have any Yuri in it, but you know,
So
they imply Yuri every 13 seconds.
Yeah. Anyway, so, speaking of Naruto fics, why don't we cover some of that right now? Wow, so some guy got lost here and posted in the wrong place. Naruto DXD Lord posted in the non-crossover Naruto section.
I've heard of that.
Even, no, you literally have not heard of this because it was posted 32 minutes ago.
Really? Oh.
Yes!
I could have
Wow.
sworn I've heard that exact same fucking premise.
Wow.
posted
We've
to
got
YouTube.
I'm sure Naruto DXD Lord is a commonly used title.
You know what? We
Yeah.
should. You know what? This is a
Yeah.
special occasion.
Yeah.
We got the fresh hot dog shit.
Yeah.
Oof.
Naruto Uzumaki, powerful shinobi from another dimension, finds himself mysteriously transported to the world of high school DxD. It is a new realm, and he discovers devils, angels, fallen angels, where power struggles and ancient rivalries are commonplace. And this is somehow different from where he was originally living?
Apparently.
Itachi last right. Hinata Hugga, I am pleading with you. Will you bear my children and become matriarch of Uchiha clan? I can only
Yes, the
pray
fuck outta
this
you.
brings Sasuke to his senses. This my dying wish. It take place during After Girl Get Together filler episode. Romance drama featuring Sasuke, Hinata, and Itachi.
How the hell is he
No.
gonna feature Itachi when he's fucking dead?
Obviously, it's set
This-
before he dies.
Yeah, obviously said
This is
before he
probably
dies.
Force
some
goes to
very
Tachi.
strange AU.
Hello, everyone.
Well, I mean,
I write fanfics
Naruto
for
has
Young
Force Ghost.
Justice, Black Panther, and Naruto.
You leave Young Justice the hell alone.
I
Leave
love
Naruto
write
the
and
hell
read.
alone.
I love Jesus Christ. He my Lord and Savior. I try to
Oh,
incorporate
you-
Jesus Christ into
oh.
my writings.
Ooh.
I love writing for reader enjoyment. My favorite Young Justice pairing is Superboy and Miss Martian. I like Superboy fucking literally any female.
I'm pretty sure Jesus would have some things to say about that, bro.
My favorite Naruto pairing is Hinata times anyone. Okay.
That's not a pairing, dipshit.
Let's see here. We got he's got a profile for Archive of Our Own, because of
Hey,
course
you know
he
what?
does.
That means that he's a real big fan of Hinata times. What's the fucking dog?
Shut your mouth.
Akamaru?
Nakamura, yes. No, fuck off with that shit. Hinata's not white.
Hey, he said he's a fan of
Um,
Hinata times anyone.
Fuck off with that shit.
Superboy road less traveled. When Superboy decide to leave team and start new life, what will he do when his past and present collide?
What, that whiny bint Superboy? Nothing. He'd do nothing because he's worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of dog shit.
I don't know how this story go. How did this story get 5 favorites? The only one in
Oof.
noticed that looked like him in movies was Big Barda. What? Okay, so
Jesus,
gibberish review, gibberish review, gibberish review. What the fuck? Huh? Human replica, synthoid, gynoid, superwoman, robot, clone 7, cybernetic brain, Eradicator, Power Man, Wonder Woman, Clean Axe, Fred, Edwin, Brooks, Doomslayer, White Suit, Balaclava, Ski Mask, Trench Coat, and Fedora as Powerful War Suit. Huh?
Is that a review?
I've been assaulted by the. I've been assaulted with the English language.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to have written that.
Clearly, I just triggered someone's sleeper protocols.
Yeah, somewhere Sneaky just activated the death of the Russian
Winter
government.
Soldier.
Yeah, I've activated the Winter Soldier. This is the Curse of Raw Fanfiction Edition.
I like the
Apparently.
implication that 1, the Winter Soldier is real, and 2, whoever the Winter Soldier ended up being was absolutely listening to this podcast. Oh no, Sneaky!
Yeah.
It's someone's agent.
Sneaky. The guy who had no motive to shoot at Trump. He was activated by our podcast!
Yeah, clearly. Let's see here.
Well, that's the
Naruto
kind of thing we want out on the
fanfics.
airwaves.
I mean, you did stream the day before.
Listen, Max, if anyone can't tell this is a shitpost, the government's even more hopeless than I thought.
Naruto
You know the government's
fanfics.
listening.
I remember reading one
have
a
you
very long time
seen
ago
what the
that
government's
ended
done
with
in the
a
last 10
bitter
years?
and dying Kage
Yes.
of a village, and Sasuke was also dead. Yeah, a lot of those actually. There's actually quite a number of those.
What, dead Sasuke?
Where Naruto becomes a dying Kage of the Leaf Village, and Sasuke's also dead.
Wait, what
Yeah,
do you
there's a
mean
lot
a
of
dead,
those.
dying Kage of the Leaf Village?
That's what he said.
He's undead, obviously. He's a lich.
You know what? I'm on board for undead Naruto.
Ring, Electu,
They can work.
Tattoo, Gold Tooth, Quard, Thunderer, Weaponeer.
No, hang on a minute. You know
Paladin,
what?
Grim Knight, Terra Man, Power Man, Wonder Man. I think everyone should have Luther Steel, Symbioid, Power Armor, Dozener drones. Amazo, Symbioid, Multiple Man, drones for all of humanity. Butlers, Workforce, Bodyguard, Chauffeur, Valet, Gardener, Cook, Gamekeeper, Butler, Housekeeper, Parlor Maid, Housemaid, Scully Maid, Shoe Degraveler. What?
Why
No,
was
hang
there
on a minute.
sudden urge
Hang
to
on
go
a
out and
minute. You
buy
know
more
what?
guns and ammo?
All right, Sneaky. The hand of we're replacing Vecna with Naruto. The hand of Naruto. What's it do?
The Hand of Naruto? It bestows friendship upon one person, no matter what.
It lets one person transform into a hot blonde.
Forcibly.
I was gonna go with it lets you cast whatever his fucking wind shuriken thing is, but you
Forcibly
take much damage.
Shuriken.
Forcibly Rule 63 someone.
Yes. Specifically into the Naruto clone, though.
No. There's Sasuke did it and Kakashi did it too.
Yeah,
And what's his name? Konohamaru.
Mhm.
So yeah, okay. that would
Konohamaru
be
also
fair.
did it. Did we ever see what happens if a woman casts it?
Yeah. Hawkeye.
Yep.
Yep.
Who did?
Yeah.
I'm glad that Naruto created gender equality.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there was a. I think Sakura did it at one point. Also, Naruto,
Naruto
just straight up
also
pulled
did
it.
use
Oh,
reverse harem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Naruto actually reverse harem the big bad. That was
how they got
possibly-
their first punch in against Kaguya.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
Right.
No, yeah,
No,
100%.
No,
he
it
did
really
it.
worked.
Yeah, no, so basically Kaguya was fucking skilling on them for like a good solid half of the fight. And then Naruto's like, guys, I have a crazy idea. And they're like, what the fuck? What do you mean you have a crazy idea? He's like, just watch this. Haha,
I've been
sexy
working
jutsu.
on a new. Yeah, well, no, he says I've been working on a new version of the sexy jutsu. Like,
Right, yeah, that's what it
No.
was, yeah.
just let me try it. No, just let me try. Okay.
And
Fine.
so he does it, and it's just a bunch of naked versions of like him and Sasuke. and
Sakura loses her shit.
Sakura loses her shit, and Kaguya's like, "Whoa, dick." And
she freezes and has a nosebleed.
Yeah, Kaguya has a
And they
pregnant
get-
moment, I
he
recall.
punches
get
her
their-
in the face.
Okay, wait a minute. Did anyone ask Naruto why he'd been working on that specifically?
Probably
We
for
all know it's for
Hinata.
Sakura. Or Hinata. Well, with Sasuke in there, it's gotta have been to fuck with Sakura.
No, well, I mean, he did that already before.
Or to
So-
fuck with Ino.
No, he specifically turned that option down.
I don't mean to fuck her, I mean to mess with her head.
I know, but it was an easy joke.
Yeah, that's
in
fair.
that one, he overused Ninetales chakra and suffered cell damage. Oh yeah, that was during the arc where everyone was hyper focused on the fact that Tsunade said cell damage occurred when he used that one wind jutsu.
Rasen Shuriken.
It destroys the cellular wall.
the
and
fucking
stuff.
I actually remember that era. Everyone was obsessed with including cell damage into their fix.
Oh, so he's gonna get
Well, yeah, because they
super
just
cancer.
revealed that's lore.
No, I know, but like no one does it now.
Because it's
Of course not,
stopped
it's
being
fucking
relevant
stupid.
in any capacity.
To be fair, by the time we get to the Fourth Ninja War, who cares about cell damage when you're just vaporizing people wholesale?
That's true. Yeah. Or that time that
There's
Neji
no
died
cell
to a
damage if
splinter.
there's no.
Remember
There's
that
no
time
cell
Neji
damage if
died
there's
to
no
a splinter?
cell.
Listen.
Yes.
Who cares about
Yes,
cell
I
damage? I just vaporized New Jersey, and mankind thanked me.
Impossible.
I
We have
can't
too many
believe all the
shields.
ways Neji went out. It like you're really gonna take one of your top 3 most developed characters and
Yeah.
kill him like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Listen, there was a point where, like, I truly fell hard off the Naruto bandwagon when they killed my boy Jiraiya. I was like, don't you fucking do it.
Killed who?
Oh, Jiraiya.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Jiraiya's death works.
Oh, no.
And it
I
was
didn't
really
like it.
well done.
Jiraiya's death was very well done. I was still like, don't you fucking kill my boy.
As a Might Guy fan, I'm still mad that we never got that.
That Mike Guy deserved so much better.
It was such
Yeah.
a perfect way to let the guy walk out and for Rock Lee to fully take on the mantle of the strongest taijutsu user in the world.
Yeah, but they
We
couldn't
didn't
kill
even
him
get
off.
we didn't even get a week to worry about it.
Yeah.
You
they-
So
you
lame.
couldn't
It was
let
the
the man
last-
drop kick God.
And then there was the
Honestly-
Kakashi fake out.
I think they should have just let Sasuke die. Like, Neji
Yeah, no
dying
shit.
should have been the start of him just fucking axing characters left and right.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah,
Sakura too.
Neji just died, guys. Guess what time it is? That's right, it's time to thin the cast. And just fucking left and right, them going down.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? It would have made that would have made it far more like real.
Yeah.
Impactful.
Yeah.
Instead, Naruto comes in and you know, Jesus is the way to victory.
I mean, he is Ninja Jesus.
Literally one of 2.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, no, isn't
Well,
Sasuke
Sasuke is more
Ninja
like Old
Antichrist?
Testament.
Well, no, they're Ninja Jesus 1 and Ninja Jesus 2, just straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
They fulfill the same roles.
Bloodlines. 1 minute I was with my friends after basketball practice. Next moment I was hit by truck
Oh.
and thrown into strange place with figure completely made of white nothing but mouth and teeth. Blank figure began to speak. Hello, you must be one Lady Death said was coming. I am overseeing you for a while now, you know. White figure finished maliciously.
Yeah, also, Jin's out here reminding me of one of the funnier jokes behind why Neji died.
Oh yeah, the parents of Ino and Shika just getting nuked was also a good point from where people start dropping. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Wait,
that's
they
right. They
did?
just totally the fucking giant tree just was like a Lamau, a mega ultra giga nuke bomb, and then just shot the Ninja Command
Oh.
Center.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was given no fanfare.
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing that the command center in a panel. I just don't remember what happened after.
Yeah, it's because it got erased.
Oh wait, was that when they showed the next panel was basically just a bunch of fucking
Oh, it's just the
craters?
roots, wasn't it? No, wasn't that with the roots and people now stuck in the pods?
Pods?
No, that was way.
Yeah, people
No,
got wrapped
that
up
was
in the
after.
fruits for the tree.
No, that
Oh,
was
you
after.
mean no? That the Infinite Tsukiyomi. No, that was after.
Yeah.
Mm.
Episodes
You know,
from Konoha and other places. Ninjas have hormones and they do the sex. This is a collection of sex. Extra juicy.
Well,
Okay.
Okay.
no.
Die.
Duel Chronicles. Chaos will come to Shinobi World, and the choice is Naruto and his twin sister Namiko will be what decides his fate. The two siblings
That's a
together
name.
since birth suddenly diverge. Drama happens, romance blooms, and things get put into motion. Friends and family are what hold us together, and bonds should not be broken. Diverges from canon. Sasuke fucks female Naruto. Naruto fucks Hinata.
Oh yeah, really boldly diverging from canon there. Captain's James T. McBoring.
Yeah. The fuck did I miss? I heard y'all were
mean,
talking
Hinata
about
is best
Superboy
girl.
leaving the team. And come back to Sasuke fucking Fem Naruto. Hey, well, you know, it is what it is, you know? Easy come, easy go.
I feel like Naruto's an easy go.
Yeah. I will be using Japanese honorifics and names, but will be using English jutsu. Why? I promise I have a reason for this. Why?
Oh god. That's even worse.
Uh,
Whenever they say I have a reason, you know it's gonna be some
It's gonna be
fucking
dumb.
shit.
Full-blown
that's-
romance won't occur until chapter 20.
Hey author, how about you go drink your dumb bitch juice in some other fandom?
I don't think we want them to. Because the only stories they write for are Inuyasha and Naruto.
Okay, but then at least they're just writing Inuyasha garbage.
Well, okay, we should have seen this one coming. I'm a stay-at-home mom with 2 elementary-age kids, and I'm happily married. Well, good for her, though. I still don't think... Look, okay, so I'm gonna be real here. I'm gonna firmly stand by this point. I will forever find it a little bit weird to read any story with romance in it where the characters aren't adults. Published story, obviously, clearly. But, I mean, even in fanfiction, a majority of the romance stories are either going to be trashy porn, which is usually written by teenagers. Trashy yaoi, which is usually written by women from
Teenagers.
the age of...
Fujos.
No, written by women
Yeah,
from the
that's
ages
fair.
of 12 to 95.
The depravity of Fujos knows no age limit.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Or, you know, normal romance, which is typically written by anyone over the age of, like, 25. So generally, you don't see really a lot of normal romance stories by teenagers, because they're kind of more in the hormone stage of everything, where everything's just big emotion, big feels, hard dick, you know, is what it is. And I'm not complaining about that. But I am saying it does get a little bit weird when you are a, 30-something-year-old person and you're writing a romance story between, 14-year-olds. And even if both the characters are 14, it's still, I kind of feel like it's a little bit weird. And I'm not even targeting this at fanfiction, so to sign, you're being hit by this flack, but it ain't targeted at you. This is actually more
Yeah.
targeted at the young adult section of published stories, real published stories. I never really liked the romance in any of them because it always, in every young adult story I ever read where there was romance going on in them, it always came off a little bit weird to me because it usually was the author writing a romance inspired by themselves or what they wished they could have done when they were that age with the girl they liked or the boy they liked or a fantasy they had
So wish fulfillment.
about the boys they liked. I mean, yes, but I'm more focusing on about the fact that the people are diligently writing about the romantic life of a child. I'm not going to be screaming, "Oh, pedophile" or anything like that. I just find it weird. And
It's understandable.
I also find it heavy-handed very often. Harry Potter's a great example of this, where the author was very heavy-handed in forcing certain characters together, even though they absolutely did not work together as people.
Well, that's because J.K. wrote herself as Hermione and Ron as her ex-husband.
Right, and
Yes, we know.
also Ginny and Harry just being jammed together arbitrarily because another one of her fantasies. It just,
Yeah, that was...
again, like I said, it was always kind of off greasy to me, where I was just like, I don't like this. Like, it's some 30, 40-year-old woman having fantasies about these 16-year-olds fucking each other. And I kind of just find that weird.
I mean, apparently most people don't, though.
Oh, I know most people don't. I'm just saying, me personally, it's a little
It's
bit weird.
understandable. I'm not saying it's wrong or bad to find it weird. That's perfectly normal, actually. But the majority of people, given the sales on shit like Harry Potter, find that shit acceptable,
Well, no,
apparently.
hold on now. You cannot say the sales on Harry Potter were due to the romance between Ron and Hermione or Harry Potter and Ginny.
No.
Yeah, like
No,
listen,
I'm not
listen.
saying they were. I'm saying
I
they
didn't-
find that romance subtext acceptable enough to buy it, even though it's in there.
Sure, but that's like saying, like, oh, well, people go to street food even though there might be rat or cat in their food. It's like, well, yeah, but the street food was tasty, and I kind of accept the good with the bad of the questionable sources of the food.
No, but here's the thing.
with the street food taste.
Most of the people I know that were reading Harry Potter were not adults.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I would have never read Harry Potter as an adult. But as a kid who was growing up with Harry Potter coming out as I was growing up, I absolutely read the books.
No, I know, but Sneaky, my point is most kids were not thinking at the level you were. Like, they were just like, oh, neat, romance.
No, I'm aware.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is I'm aware of that. Which is why I was always put off by the books.
Unfortunately, I was on the internet at this time and in lots of IRC chat rooms with adult humans in the age range between 25 and 60, and I can tell you every last one of them read it and they loved it and they loved the romance and they totally shipped this character and that character or these 2 or 3 characters or Hermione and Draco or Draco and Harry.
You know, I
etc.,
actually
and so
learned
forth.
about shipping from girls in high school who were in the anime club.
Oh, yeah.
Oh?
Yep.
Yep.
Never
that
heard of the
tracks.
term before that. Never. Well, okay, well, correction. I've heard of the term shipping before that point, but I never understood what it meant.
Yeah, no, I learned it from the internet.
Yeah, before the
Side
Perils
get
of
it
an
to-
Anime Club, shipping was just the bullshit that I paid when I'd already bought something.
Sign getting
Yeah.
murdered
Like
by
extra
Sneaky, and
taxes.
Sneaky is like nothing personal. You're just in the way. Yeah, well, look,
I
I
ain't
rag
taking it
on Sign
personally.
about it, and yeah. Like, it seems that most YA novels are written and read by 20 to 30-year-olds now that they've made the new adult genre. Yeah, you know
Yes.
what? That's a fair point. But I mean, back in my day, back in
Wow.
my day,
Wow, Sneaky.
I mean, am I wrong though? Like back in my day, which was a good solid 15 plus years ago now.
Put the shovel down. Stop digging that curse of ages.
You know, back in my day, the young adult novels were definitely targeted at teenagers who wanted to consider themselves young adults. And as a 20-year-old, I still enjoyed some young adult novels, like Newsfeed. Newsfeed is absolutely a young adult novel. However, it was still a good book. I really enjoyed it.
There are so many quote unquote young adult novels that are I swear to God they're misclassified as YA when they really should be full on adult novels.
Well, I'd say that's what apparently they've made a new genre definition called new adult, which, whatever, I guess. Okay. I don't know. I never really got into Harry Potter. I was, however, a series of unfortunate events fan. Series of unfortunate events, a classic. Yeah, no, that was a good series. I enjoyed that series a lot. I liked the whole lore around that too. The Lemony Snicket being a signage name, and the author incorporating that into their story. And I thought that the whole story itself went full circle and rounded itself up nicely. And I don't know about the movies. The movies were pretty.
The first movie was awful.
Yeah, the movies were pretty subpar. The Harry Potter movies were great. For their time.
The first few were great, and then we got up to about the 5th or 6th, and then it starts.
Yeah, but sure, the books started falling the hell off at that point. Like that's not the
True, yes.
unlike
and then the 7th,
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they made a bunch of bullshit up for Game of Thrones, though. To be fair.
Yeah, but that's sort of more the point, though, right? Like, the movies fell off because the books were falling off, not because they went and made up their own shit. Right.
Also, Game of Thrones was mostly made for degenerate coomers.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, have you seen the first few episodes?
Yes. Game of Thrones was an intentional attempt to court a mature audience by putting a lot of sex in it.
Yes.
Well, I say putting a lot of sex in it, but I more mean not censoring the sex out of it, because there was a lot of fucking sex in the books.
Yes.
Because you know what? I'll never forgive them. I will never forgive Game of Thrones for fucking tainting the shit out of the eventual oh my god, fuck me, why can't I think about it? The terrible show Amazon made. I know that doesn't
Ring of Power.
Yeah, Ring of no. I mean yes, but no. I mean
House of the Dragon?
No.
Yeah,
it was the one that
House of
Sanderson
Dragon.
helped on.
Wheel of
Where
Time.
he got iced out. Yeah, Wheel of Time. There we go, Wheel of Time.
Yeah, no, I will say, I am definitely... I think, personally, that everyone is getting exactly what they deserve when it comes to the current state of book adaptations into TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously the accountants don't understand why something's popular, only that people are buying into it. And so they're like, okay, well, what's the thing that people are buying into? Okay, Game of Thrones. What does Game of Thrones have? Lots of sex and swearing and gritty mud punk. Okay, so we're going to take the next property and we're going to make it with lots of sex and swearing and make it gritty mud punk too. But this is Tolkien. Yeah, whatever, just do it.
It needs to be more Game of Thrones, because that's what people want.
Yeah, it needs to be more Game of Thrones. Because that's what the numbers say sell. And then they did that, and it sucked because, well, A, it doesn't work because that's not what Tolkien is, and B, woke creatives, a lot of people misunderstand. A lot of people say, like, go woke, go broke, and I'll say it too, but it's not... The wokeness of a property isn't what causes the majority of people to abandon it. the wokeness of a property is an indicative of the levels of creativity that the author has access to. And
Wokeness
the more
just happens to correlate with it being dog shit.
well, no, that's what I'm saying though, is that the level of woke it is typically indicates an inverse relation to how creative the author is. Which usually
Yes.
means that the property ends up being fucking boring dog shit.
See the latest season of The Boys.
See Acolyte. Like, it
I was
just,
desperately
or The
hoping The
Witcher.
Boys would be good. That's
Yeah,
just
no.
something I'll have to cross off my list.
The
evil
first-
cannot
okay,
create,
the
only
first three
twist and
seasons are
destroy.
good.
Correct.
Oh no,
The
I
first
read the
three
first.
seasons
I
are
watched
good.
the first couple seasons. I greatly enjoyed it. I was looking forward to season 6.
Yes, so was I, and then they shit all over.
Yeah.
No,
well,
it's like the woke anime adaptations and Netflix and everybody else keeps doing too. They just find something new, then shit all over it because they're aiming for a mythical, wider audience. Oh, but why didn't this work? I guess we'll have to move on and do it again and keep doing the same old shit we've been doing.
yeah, no, it's definitely it's it's depressing, but I mean, like I said, everyone is getting exactly what they deserve. They didn't push back on it when they could have, because it's harmless, it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't matter. So what,
Well-
they're making a couple changes here and there, the show is still good.
The normies didn't push back on it. The
Yes,
actual
that's
fans
what
pushed back.
that's what I'm saying. No, but it doesn't matter what the actual fans. Okay, so the actual fans
Yeah.
are like 16% of the audience.
We got called bigots and all the ism phobes.
Right, and the normies
shit.
could have, they could have, but again, tap the sign, if
Normies.
everyone just, the normies could have pushed back against it, but what I'm saying is the reason why they didn't push back on it is because to them, it wasn't that big of a deal because, again, most people only live in the now. And why are you looking at how trajectories are? Things don't exist in the future until they exist now. And so they're getting exactly what they deserve. They're getting absolute dog shit media, and they're slurping it up with a fucking straw. And you know what? Get poisoned.
No, the normies have actually started waking up, and they.
I know. They've
especially the
started.
Acolyte.
I know. It's great. This is what I'm saying. Sign is they've started waking up now, but it's too late. The hole
it's
they
too late.
dug for themselves is now seeping with dog shit, and they're getting sucked into it. They have destroyed entire sectors of industry with their fucking retardation. There is no recovery for movies. There is no recovery for TV shows. There is no recovery for cartoons, and there's no recovery for gaming. Because gamers
Nothing
are
from the
are a 3-minute cinematic away from ending their boycott. Normie gamers are the worst.
Every year I hear people go, "Oh my god, I can't believe they make money with FIFA," and I go, "Well, you motherfuckers are the one buying it. I sure as fuck haven't ever bought it."
I literally had a
no.
conversation with someone in real life where they were complaining to me about how they had to rebuy all of their favorite characters because the new FIFA game came out and they didn't let them import their previous characters into the new game.
Gee, why do you think they do that?
And I just
dumb
looked at
shit?
them and I was like, "Well, you rebought them all, didn't you?" He's like, "Yeah, what do you mean? Why are you bringing that up?" I'm like, "You rebought them all, didn't you?" He just didn't get it.
Yeah, no, that's what I say. You can say it 1,000 times. They're not going to get it. They're not going to understand.
That's my point. Yeah, that's my point, though.
Too dumb.
They literally cannot comprehend cause and effect. Yeah. Yeah, and so they get exactly what they deserve, and the entire industry is collapsing on itself now. We have Ubisoft sinking itself with absolute dog shit games that cost $100 billion to make. We have every major corporatized game publisher absolutely sinking themselves. Hollywood's collapsing. And
You heard about the shit with Ubi in Japan, right? Where
Oh,
they
yeah.
basically come out and apologize to Japan for what they did.
Except the apology was "get fucked, bitches. Yasuke is a samurai god."
Yeah, they're still going forward with it.
Yes. Blockbuster critic just tried to warn everyone about DLCs back in 2010s. Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I liked my game getting patched. I thought that was nice, that my game could get patched if there was some bug that the developers missed. And for a couple years, that's how it was. The game came out, it was good, a bug was found here and there, developer said, oh, whoopsie, and they patched it, and it was all fine. And then those patches became more frequent, and the bugs became worse, and they became more and more frequent as well, and the bugs became, day one patching started being a thing, and then it just turned into this whole thing of companies seeing that people were fine with patching occurring. Well, that means they can lower the standards, because standards cost money.
That means they can use their customers as day one beta testers.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's just and people get what they deserve. Well, do I buy DLCs? Absolutely, I buy DLCs because I want to play the
Yeah.
fucking game. Now, conversely, do I buy a lot of games? Not really. If you look at my most played list and what I've recently played as well, a lot of the games on the list are games I bought 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago. I'm not playing new games, and when I do play new games, I'm playing indie games that cost, $20 at most for me to buy.
I will say Stellar Blade was entirely worth it. Great game. I'm annoyed at the censorship they had on day one because they lied about that and did a bait and switch, but they have since gone back and fixed that.
I'm pretty much firmly in the camp of never buying a single Sony game.
Well, it wasn't a Sony game. Sony was just
It's on their
publisher.
platform.
The problem is it's on their platform
Yes,
and they got
like I said,
exclusive rights
I'm
to it.
pretty much never gonna buy a single Sony game that isn't put out simultaneously onto all platforms.
Cross-platform.
Yeah. I'm tired of ports. I'm tired of dog shit ports. Dark Souls 1 got rightfully fucking railed for its absolute dog shit port.
Yeah, had fun explaining that to some friends the other day.
Oh yeah?
So it's like, it's a simple question. Sign, have you ever played the original Dark Souls 1 Parody Edition on PC?
No, I'd never got into Dark Souls before Elden Ring.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a very common sense question.
Okay.
What do you use when making a PC port? What do you use for your camera?
Oh god, yeah.
Mouse.
Would you like to take a guess what Dark Souls 1 used?
Arrow keys.
Keyboard arrow
No.
keys or numpad.
No.
No.
No?
JIKL.
Yeah.
Excuse you?
Yeah.
JIKL.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
You heathens.
Yeah, it was
I
bad.
was
Nobody
very
does that.
Dark Souls 1 was the game that convinced me to finally just suck it up and buy an Xbox controller
Yeah.
for certain PC games.
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah, that
not
would do
playing
it.
that game with just a keyboard.
It was really bad.
Everything. Everything was mapped on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Nothing used the mouse, not even the main menu.
Yeah.
You couldn't map it to the mouse?
No, they didn't
Nope.
have key
No.
binding.
If the
What
worst
about
part, like if
X-Pattern?
that had been like 10 years later, I would have assumed it was some kind of retard auteur choice.
Yeah.
That's fair, yeah, but no,
It
this is this. It was just
It
one of
was
the worst
rough.
ports that ever existed. Yeah. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Point being though is I don't tolerate ports from Sony anymore. Every single port from Sony is always dog shit.
Intentionally.
And maybe it's intentional, maybe not. I mean, I would certainly believe it was intentional on Sony's end, especially since recently the Sony president was quoted saying that the reason why they don't port sequels to the PC is because he's trying to bait PC players into buying the PS4 or 5 or 6 or whatever so they can play
that
the
was-
sequel game.
Oh, that was a couple of years ago. Yeah, and everyone laughed at him then, and we will continue to laugh at him whenever it's brought up because that's not how it works.
Yeah, no, see,
Because unfortunately for you, PC players are incredibly patient because we have a
Emulators
long
exist.
backlog
yeah, no,
of games to play.
We have a massive backlog, and honestly, at the end of the day, we can always just fall back on Minecraft and MOBAs.
And if
And
one day we're
emulators
like,
exist.
oh,
It's like,
well,
I'm sorry,
emulators
you're
exist,
talking to the
but
MMO
we're
crowd?
still working.
You're talking to the people that willingly play Spreadsheet Simulator, the MMO? Sorry,
Yeah.
man, you are...
You aren't gonna
Also-
outpatient that.
Yeah. Also, the emulator argument hasn't really worked for a while now because we're still cracking the PS3 through reverse engineering. PS4's closest we got is using a PS4 to hook into a PC to make use of the PC's power instead of the PS4's power.
Yeah.
I thought we.
I
Had
don't think
cracked
anyone's
PS3
gonna.
and 4.
No,
No. But I do
No.
remember back in 20.
we have made amazing strides.
No,
PS3 is like 50% of the library is in a playable state, but is not fully playable for
right. Okay,
that
that's what it was.
amount.
Yeah. From
So,
what I remember hearing,
certain
yeah.
games, if you know what to do, certain games, they will lock up in their opening cutscene or something. If you know what to do, you can get past that and get to the actual game, but you're going to be dealing with a lot of artifact issues like Red Dead Redemption. They're still working on getting that playable because it's so requested on the PS3 emulator that currently exists.
And there's no way they're even remotely.
Actually,
close
you
to
know what?
PS5.
I'm willing to bet that the Switch emulator probably runs Red Dead Redemption better.
You know what the
The
funniest
PS3
thing is?
emulator.
I will never get over the fact that the Switch emulator runs Switch games better than the Switch does on the Switch.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's because the Switch is a tiny little
No,
potato
sign.
chip of a processor.
On the Switch.
Wait, you mean the Switch
Someone
emulator running on
uploaded-
the Switch?
Someone uploaded the Switch emulator as an operating system onto the Switch and played Switch games with it, and it ran better.
Oh yeah,
God.
absolutely. That's
Wait,
because the code's
that's-
better.
Huh.
Like
They
it's
actually
got all
got-
the bullshit cut out of it.
Amazing.
They're using the emulator on the Switch. They actually managed to get Tears of the Kingdom to 60 FPS without any sort of slowdown.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm absolutely
Damn.
not surprised.
That's
That game would be
impressive.
amazing in 60
Yeah.
FPS.
That game's already really
Uh,
solid at 30.
Yeah, like that's what I'm
Wait, that
saying.
means
Like
you
it's,
can't-
it's already
Fun
a great
fact.
game.
Fun fact: it's supposed to be 60 FPS actually.
Yes, when you
Ah.
dock it.
He didn't frame unlock it or anything. It's just doesn't run at 60.
It runs at 60 when you dock it sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah,
In low stress areas.
yeah.
In low stress areas, if you're not doing item
The guy was
grouping.
doing the show off where he was like, he had a whole bunch of fucking machines running around and like hundreds of items on the ground with 60 FPS undocked.
Oh god.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, that
but
was
yeah,
6
anyways.
years?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But,
thought you were talking about Breath of the Wild.
No, Tears of the Kingdom.
No, he said Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
yeah, no, that's
explicitly.
even better. Because
Yeah.
the shit you can build in Tears, yeah.
Imagine someone finding the bits of code that limit how many things can be stuck together and just saying no.
They found that on PC and they turned it off, and it is amazing. for
Yeah.
the emulated version.
Yeah.
Now, imagine you could turn that off on the Switch emulated version.
Well, considering the fact that the emulator is literally the same thing, yes.
I would expect the Switch wouldn't handle it as well, though. If
Probably
you start
not, no.
going crazy with
No.
that specific factor.
But
But
anyway,
yeah,
not at all.
the emulator argument's lost. It's lost some steam, but also it's because Microsoft realized that they were missing out by just ignoring the PC audience and just saying, "Fine, fuck it, we'll start putting it on Steam and the Microsoft Store."
Steam does
Well,
nothing.
I mean, okay.
Wins.
To be fair, my games that come out on the Xbox are basically just fucking PC games at this point. Because that's
They
all
have
the
no,
been
okay,
Xbox
well,
does.
Sign, I'm
Since,
sorry.
like,
I
the
hate
what?
to break this to you,
Xbox
Sign.
One.
You say at this point, it's been that way for
Well,
about
it's been
12
that way
years.
for
Yeah, since at least the
No,
Xbox
not-
One.
Yes,
yeah, since at least
Yeah.
the Xbox One. Has that been 12 years?
it's been 12 years, Sign.
Just about. Just about. Sony's finally starting to realize that, oh shit, there is an audience on PC. Several Eastern developers are like, oh wow, there's a massive untapped Western audience on PC. And
Yep.
there's a lot of freelance companies that are willing to handle PC ports. Every time I see Durante's company come up in a thing, I'm like, okay, that's probably a solid port, even if the game itself might be garbage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, kudos to him for starting a company essentially beginning all the way back from when he made DS Fix for Prepare to Die Edition.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
real cool
that's
how
right.
far
He
he's
was
come.
the guy that made DS Fix, yeah.
Yeah. And he had
Wilted
a
petals. Years after the war, during a time of peace, 4 people suddenly get really, really angsty, and they have a bunch of unresolved issues and secrets and lost loves that actually changes all of the pairings. This changes the lives of Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto, and Hinata. That's right, Hinata always loves Sasuke after all.
No,
Fuck
okay.
off.
I want the twist to be that it's not that. The twist is that it's same-sex couples.
Oh, it's secretly
Sakura and
Sasuke
Hinata are
has been seeing
finding-
Naruto, and Hinata has
and
been
Hinata's
seeing
been
Sakura.
It's okay because Naruto uses that Oriko jutsu. He
Yes,
Rule
of
63s
course.
himself.
Yes.
Or they both Rule
that would
63
be
themselves.
that would be a hilarious twist that they won't do because they're not that smart.
Oh,
It's
no,
like
that
the
would
Bowsette
actually
and
be
Mario.
hilarious. That would actually be hilarious. Is Naruto and Sasuke going out for guys' nights? Totally trust me, bro. And the girls are like, "Oh, it's fine because it's not like they love each other, right? It's not like they're seeing another girl, but actually, it's the both of them doing Rule 63."
It's the Bowsette 4 coma where Bowser and Mario get together with the Super Crown or whatever the fuck it is. Peach and Daisy or whoever the fuck find out, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it's just another classic Sasuke Hinata story. I really hate Sasuke Hinata, fundamentally.
No kidding.
It's just really bad. You would pretty much have to change Hinata's entire character since she was 6. Because that's when she first met Naruto.
Yeah.
Like, literally her entire character to make her and Sasuke work. Which at that point, it's not Hinata anymore. It's random
Hinata and
Hyuga
name
number
only.
12 and Sasuke. It's just really cringy, you know. It's rated K+. Like, come on, really? Let's see what else we got here. We got Naruto, the gamer shinobi. Naruto wasn't sure what to think when the game box appeared in front of him, proclaiming him to be the gamer. In a world where
Naruto,
people...
you are the gamer.
Yeah. In a world where
must say
people
the
could
word.
could tremble mountains, create miniature planets in seconds, and summon tsunamis. Actually, no one in the world can do any of that until like 8 years down the line.
Well, no, hold on. The Sage of Six Paths could, but since him, the only people who could have been like the previous Kages.
Um,
And not all of them.
I mean, not really. Like the second Hokage was famous for being able to cast water jutsu without using a source of water. The first Hokage was famous for being an absolute G.
Who was able to stand on par against Kyuubi and Madara working together.
Yes, but my point is more. Those are people in the past. Naruto wouldn't know about those people, more or less, but also generally the scope of Shinobi at the time up until the Pain arc was none of those things.
Yeah. Fair.
Like, Asuma was one of the highest bounties in the ninja book that we ever heard of. And his bounty was because he was just really good at fighting people with his trench knives. That's it. So, it's like, you know,
Yeah, the bingo books seem sort of balanced more towards like how effective these people are as ninjas, not how powerful they are.
yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as for the Tsunami thing, like those ones are super rare. Then usually they're like tailed beast level rare. So, like B could do that
But anyway,
at fifth tail release.
yeah, maybe. In a world where
The ones
people, blah, blah, blah.
the ones slinging natural disasters were in fact natural disasters.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
He needed to be a lot more than a level 5. The grinding starts now. What are attribute points? Naruto gamer solo leveling crossover.
No, shut up. Perish, maidenless, trash.
Alright, let's see how bad it is.
Maidenless.
Maidenless trash. The game has
Oh, here we go.
begun. Huh? Welcome, player. What the hell? The player has been identified as Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto couldn't believe what he was seeing. A floating blue box with words he couldn't understand. This had to be a genjutsu. What was the seal for disabling genjutsu again? Loading stats. Okay, so it shows off a bunch of stats. Naruto does not have 1 luck. I'm
No.
sorry. Naruto has like 99 error luck.
W Blue Sky luck.
Integer error luck.
Literally what I just said. That is the Mario integer error code is W Blue Sky Lives.
Yeah. The fucking Bowsette arc was truly a grand arc of the internet.
It was hilarious.
Takes a man to be the best girl, indeed.
Ranma.
Okay, whatever, Ranma.
I actually remember a couple stories of Ranma fanfictions using that, and it's always funny because it always pisses off all the girls.
That was great.
Honestly, if anything, I would put wisdom at 1 and luck at like 20, 30, 40, 50.
I wouldn't say wisdom at 1. I mean,
He
Naruto's
was
pretty wise. He's just not very smart.
At the age of 10?
Not
0
let me
wisdom.
think.
Bro has no impulse control. Bro can plan well,
No.
but bro has no impulse control.
Yeah.
Bro has
okay,
less
at the age of
impulse
10,
control than Sneaky.
Excuse you, I have a lot of impulse
but-
control. I just
No,
have a
you
lot of
don't.
minuses. Yes, I do.
But by the time he got to be about 14, he had started wising up. But before that, yeah, not much.
But anyway. Tutorial quest created. Quest details. Learn about the system. Quest rewards. Knowledge of the system. Do you accept the quest? No, I have to be hallucinating. Is this a dream? Quest denied. Okay. Honestly, I'm always a mixed bag when it comes to the gamer stories about allowing the character in question to somehow deny any of the quests offered. And it's funny enough, right? Dark Wolf Shiro has come around to my opinion once again.
The system says you'll do it, so you'll fucking do it.
Yes. Because he has been writing a lot of roulette stories recently, so you know about the Celestial series of word prompts?
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah, it typically is. However,
it really is just generating word count for the sake of word count for advancing the story to generate more word count.
I know.
Celestial Forge.
Celestial Menagerie is honestly one of the worst, not because of the power scaling, but because of how distorted everything is. Because getting a Tyrant Lord Tyrannid is like 300 points, but getting a Chikorita is also 300 points.
Excuse you?
Yeah.
Can't one of these simulate a planet?
Yes.
And the other is a bird.
The other is a small baby leaf Pokemon.
Oh.
Well, one is the small baby leaf Pokemon. The other one could literally end planets.
Yeah, thank you.
Totally
Aura.
balanced.
Yeah. So yeah, the scaling in Menagerie is just absolutely fucked. Especially when you then compare it to the other Celestials, where it's like 300 points, and like Celestial Forge unlocks you like the ability to make the Infinity Stones. It's just like, huh? So recently, Dark Wolf Shiro has been writing a series of what he's calling the Celestial Roulette. I don't know if he's the one that came up with it, or if he's just picking up on the trend. Either way, he's been writing them recently. And Dark Wolf Shiro is a very mixed bag. Personally, as a guy, man to man, for him, I don't have anything against him. I think he's a little bit too passive with how he handled his server. I think he writes too many ideas, and I think he needs to figure out how to stop burning himself out on trying to force out his first story, because he has rebooted his first story like 4 or 5 times now. because again, he is slowly coming around to an opinion I shared with him years ago at this point, nearly 6 or 7 years ago, actually, maybe, where I decried the gamer system. I hate numbers. I've always hated numbers in a story. Or, oh, this spell does 55 damage. What the fuck does 55 damage mean? It's always been very cringy. And he's slowly, over the years, as he's spent hundreds of hours writing his original story. Not that the story was original, but his original story that he originally got famous for writing. That was a fan fiction. He's rebooted it multiple times now, and every time he reboots it, he has less and less gamer mechanics in it. It's still a gamer story. The character's still getting quests. The character's still getting rewards. Gamer elements are present, but he's removed health bars. He's removed the stat bars. He's removed damage numbers because they suck. They make a story ridiculous to write and read. It's just beyond frustrating for them, for the author and for the reader in the end, because that you eventually end up in scenarios where your character just becomes beyond powerful because unless you're scaling everyone else up with you, eventually you're going to outscale everything, and the amount of time it takes for you to describe everything your character can do because they're the gamer, they've already created some sort of meta build that allows them to one-shot people 300 levels higher than them.
Sounds right.
And so he started moving that away. And so he's written a lot of stories based off of his original premise at this point, which he calls the Guild of Gamers. So the Guild of Gamers is a meta context premise starter.
It's a metaverse.
Yeah, effectively. Where effectively the reason why all the characters in his Guild of Gamers stories are getting powers is because the main characters from his original stories all became the super omega god tier characters they were never going to be because of their gamer powers, and they started handing out their own truncated gamer powers to everyone for shits and giggles. Which, alright, fair enough, fine. A majority of his stories are actually amusing to read, his Guild of Gamer stories. Now, some of them are hyper cringe, where it's like, oh, this one's he's the son and daughter of two of the main previous characters, and he's super ultra giga powerful already before the story even starts, and he's like totally in the element, and he knows how to maximize gains already, and it's really just boring and lame. But he started doing Celestial Roulette recently, and it's actually not too terrible. He's already rebalancing everything, but one of the key things he's done in his most recent story is part of Celestial Roulette is, and probably all the later editions of the Celestial word prompts are the fact that you can re-roll abilities, skip abilities, or lock in abilities. Because a lot of people were complaining that you would get a really cool ability, but it was too many points for you to have right now.
Shut up.
And
Idiots.
yeah, I know, but people are gonna people. And so people wanted the ability to lock it in. And then people were also kind of complaining because you would have some stories where I don't know how much is believable on the author end, because again, Shiro, and then again, this is another reason why I like Shiro, is Shiro doesn't roll for any of his character's powers. He hosts it live on his server. And because everyone has access to the SRD for the Celestial series, everyone knows what those rolls are for, and what those rolls resultant. And he lets the people on the server do the rolls as well. He doesn't roll any of that. He lets everyone choose and roll themselves, and then he just puts it into the story. So he's one of the few authors I can actually trust when he says that this happened randomly, that it happened fucking randomly. But there's a lot of authors that I have a hard time trusting, but I've seen a lot of Celestial stories where the character stayed very underpowered for a very long period of time. And I'm talking about like 20, 30 chapters in, the character basically still has no powers. Because they kept rolling powers that cost 800 points and shit like that. And then when they finally would get powers, it was like, you have the power of being very important in the whatever branch of mages you join.
So garbage.
Yeah, but it costs like 500 points.
This is why you don't... You have to narrow down what you're using on this and limit it so it doesn't roll bullshit. Oh, well, this is too expensive for you.
Right, which is why people were really pushing for, and the changes were eventually made to allow for re-rolls, skips, and locks. And this was all well and good, except as he's been progressively writing these series of Celestial Roulette stories, he's had to rebalance them because, like I said, Menagerie was completely unbalanced when compared to the other three in terms of point costs. And I will say, however, Celestial Roulette has done a far better job of slowing the power gain because of how spread out the power gain is, where it, one roll the character will get a talisman that lets him shoot fireballs, another roll the character will get the ability to craft things really fancy. And then they'll finally get another roll where they get an average skill of a magus, right? So it's very... it eases the slope of the power gain. So there is a power gain going on, clearly and obviously, but it's not as extreme as in, like, Celestial Grimoire or Celestial Forge, where it's just fucking tech power up after tech power up, stacking on top of each other, becoming ridiculous. But what he's realized as he's gone through the Celestial Roulette is that constantly re-rolling powers that the character doesn't want makes him end up with a bunch of powers that are really good and makes him too powerful too quickly.
OP.
Right. So he started... Right, so he started doing things like, oh, the sponsor offers you these amount of a bonus point contract, but you can no longer skip. The sponsor offers you a bonus point contract, but you can no longer reroll. And
get fucked.
And so he's having the characters, because a lot of his characters currently aren't isekais. They are in-universe characters getting these power-ups. Which, now, I will say, he makes OCs, but they are in-universe OCs. They're not people being isekai'd into the universe. Right. And in his most recent one, Celestial Remnant, which is the Celestial Roulette, where he's fully implemented this, where he has the option to only lock in any power he rolls if he can't afford it. It's been a very amusing... now, I will say, take the story with a grain of salt, obviously. The character gets hilariously powerful hilariously quickly, but that's just because the rolls were good. He'll have other stories where he's rolling and the character just gets hit with curse after curse after curse. Instead of power-ups. Or
I don't like
why
the
do I keep
randomness
getting
factor.
cursed?
Well, again, because you gotta keep in mind, though, like, it's just funny because the dice clearly want something, and because he lets his Discord roll everything, so it's not like he's choosing to put curses on them. It's just, that's how the dice ended up being constantly.
True.
I get it.
So, and then he'll have other stories where the character just gets godly rolls one after another, and he's just like, I can't. If they keep
I can't kill
rolling
this idiot.
god tier powers for him. And so, it's a good mix, but to bring it all back, allowing in-universe characters to deny quests when you're implementing a gamer system is the cringiest shit ever, because inevitably they only deny the quests that tell them the information that makes me want to pull my hair out for them not knowing it. It's the streamer-itis of a story.
Ugh.
Yeah, where it's like the streamer's sitting there complaining about, how am I supposed to know what attribute points are? It's like, well, if you didn't blatantly skip the tutorial when it asked you if you wanted to know what attribute points were, you would have known that.
How do you not know what attribute points are if you've been playing a
That's
game?
my point, though, right? Like,
They're
I'm just
faking it.
using it as I'm just using it as an example. I mean, there's
Okay.
plenty of like game-specific game mechanics to that specific game, where the streamer skips over it all because they just want to get into the game so they can stream them playing the game. Except
Wait a
because
minute,
they
how do I
skipped,
parry?
yeah, except they skipped all of the tutorial and now they don't know how to parry. In
What do you mean I
Sekiro,
had to put an Ash of War on here to parry?
yeah. So it's a very mixed bag, in my opinion. It definitely makes like the first, I would say maybe 4 or 5 hours plus of watching any streamer play any game horrible, because nearly all of them, they'll either talk over the tutorial, or they're reading chat instead of reading the tutorial, or they'll just skip the text, or they'll do 99 things that aren't paying attention to the game, trying to tell you how it plays. And then they'll complain that they don't know how the game works.
Yeah, but no, the chat doesn't want me to read it, and if I skip it and complain later, they enjoy that, and if I have a hard time, they enjoy that even more. Is the logic.
Mixed bag. I mean, some of them could certainly be intentionally doing it. But there's people like Asmongold, where he's good at video games, but he's just retarded when it comes to video games when he's playing a new one. He locks up effectively.
I mean, look, I'll be one of the first people to say that, look, streaming is hard as shit.
Oh, it absolutely is. I just get kind of frustrated when I hear, and it's not just streamers. Let me be clear. I've met people in real life that have complained to me about a mechanic of a game that, quote, was never explained to them, and then I'll ask them, what do you mean? Didn't you do X? And they're like, no, that's stupid. I skipped that. Well, the thing you skipped is the exact thing you're complaining about not knowing.
Now, there are some games that do intentionally hide that shit from you.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't fault people for not knowing the things that the game hides from you. But when it's blatantly like, here's the tutorial quest, do it, and then they don't do it, or they don't read the instructions on the screen, and then they complain about, how am I supposed to know what to do?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that would be like someone going, "Oh, gee, I started Fire Emblem, but I don't know how to check anything." Oh, well, did you read any of the stuff that it gave you? No. You played Dark Souls, you didn't read any messages on the floor? No, well then we can't fucking help you.
Yeah. So,
Like, at least in Dark Souls, like the messages were on the floor and someone might not think to hit the read message, but fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more irritated at people who play Dark Souls and then they are like, oh man, this boss hits really hard. I'm gonna keep playing naked and only throwing daggers at him because all I have is this stupid broken short sword.
Maybe go somewhere else and grind.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like, well, haven't you looted anything off of anyone? What do you mean loot?
No, no one's that fucking stupid.
Sign, you can't see my face right now, but I'm staring at the camera.
There is nobody that fucking stupid, Sneaky. I refuse to believe it. We don't live on a world where people can be that fucking stupid.
You can say that all you want, but it doesn't stop the facts.
No, I refuse to believe it.
Well, you can keep
You
refusing.
you can refuse to believe it all you like. That doesn't make it not true.
Yeah.
It's not true. It can't be true. Nobody's that fucking dumb.
Oh, well. With a grunt, he fell back to sleep, forgetting the whole box situation instantly. Raised asleep, entered his small apartment as the sun began rising in the east, signifying the start of a day to the entire village of Konoha. Naruto felt his eyes slowly blink open, yawning in satisfaction of a good night's sleep. He grinned widely as he saw Aruka's headband perched bracingly on the corner of his desk. Perched bracingly. Author, you are using words I don't think mean what you think they mean. Sign, have you seen your readers? How are you asking if there are people that stupid?
I mean, not wrong, but...
Yeah, some of the reviews Sign has shared has just been like...
FFN.
Yeah.
It does make me lose some hope for humanity.
Oh, yeah, someone was commenting that his Zuko story was too lewd. The one with no porn in it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I guess he thought, giving somebody a foot rub is just too lewd.
Too much. I only played one game that you cannot get a complete tutorial in. If you pick 2 races, the enemies one-shot you. However, those races are not for newbies. Why does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it does sound familiar.
Picking advanced races.
Final Fantasy?
I don't think so. Oh, Ilona! Okay. But yeah, I mean, like, oh hell, what was that one game? It's in the far recesses of my memory. I'm sure I'm gonna remember it like 11 o'clock tonight. That was like, you could have shields, but if you picked this like class or something, like you didn't have shields anymore.
You can't wear heavy armor as a mage.
Yeah.
Fucking watch me.
Ding!
can't wield a sword
Player
as a mage.
slept. HP and MP restored. Naruto's eyes widened in horror as the nightmares materialized in front of him. Oh no, it wasn't a dream. Again, jutsu, Naruto thought, forgetting that he went through the same process last night. I should have listened to Iruka-sensei. Level 4, Vit class, what is all this? If he wasn't in a genjutsu, it must be, well, he didn't know. But he could understand a bit from the status window. His level was his current ability. STR most likely stood for strength, but he wasn't sure. But the real question stood, why was it all happening? New skill achieved. Deduction. See, this is the other shit I really don't like. It's like, oh, you looked at things, you get the skill observe. Get the fuck out of here.
Some games actually do that with some things.
I've literally never seen a game do that.
Older games. I've played a few. I can't
Like-
remember the names of them.
Oh, okay.
They used to do that.
Mysteriously unnamed older games that are older than all of us combined.
Like, if you did calisthenics or push-ups in the game, you gained points. Hell, GTA San Andreas had a mechanic for that.
Yeah, sign.
It was the fat mechanic.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah. No, and GTA 5 also had it. And GTA 4 had it.
Did GTA 5 have it?
Standard RPG. And not the fat mechanic, but they had stats for running and shooting and driving
Mm.
and swimming.
Now, I remember they had stats for stamina, but I couldn't... GTA 5 had stats for shooting?
Yeah.
For the single player, not the multi.
Yeah.
Oh,
You couldn't
That's pretty-
increase them in the single player, but they were there. Long live the queen. Ah, yeah. Long live the queen.
yeah,
That's
long
fair.
live the queen.
That's fair. Yeah. Well, I mean, Long Live the Queen though is more of a throwback though.
Visual novel.
Yeah. Well, no, it is a visual novel, but it's more of a throwback to older RPG games. You know, where every choice that was wrong killed you.
Yes.
But no, generally, I mean, if you want to make your character have observe so they can observe the enemy's stats, which, again, a super easy way of not needing to stat up every single other character in your story is to not give your main character the ability to view other people's stats.
If you're gonna do it, keep it be like, make it so like, yes, you can look at other people's stats, bare parts of them anyway.
Mm-mm. There was like I remember a Naruto story where it showed their stats in relation to him or something, where even that fell apart, where it was like, okay, but like how much stronger is Might Guy than Kakashi?
You would just compare the two then.
But he can't, because the problem is it only compares through him. So is
Yeah,
Might
alright.
Guy's punching through stone stronger than Kakashi's punching through stone?
Well, okay, alright. Say Naruto's strength is like 10, right?
Right.
If Guy's strength is 50 and Kai's strength is 49 by comparison to Naruto, then obviously you can go, well, if I'm the baseline here, then Guy is just barely perceptibly stronger
Right,
than Kakashi.
but no. The problem is, right, is that if... So another... This is a great example. Another Naruto story I saw tried to stat out all of the ninjas. But the problem
Jesus.
was that Naruto was just gaining stats. Well, he had to gain stats. Like, he just went through a giant fucking battle, and you're really going to tell the audience that he gained no stats from the giant battle? Kind of lame,
Okay.
narratively. So he had to gain stats. But because the story was focusing so much on Naruto and how his training changed because of this stat gain stuff, that by the time he got around to Naruto finally going on the wave mission, Naruto had higher stats than Kakashi. Because when the author originally statted everyone up, he didn't realize how much stat gain Naruto would have by the time Wave Arc occurred.
Moron.
Ooh.
So then he had to like rebalance it, but then he couldn't rebalance it because Kakashi was faster than Zabuza. So Zabuza can't have higher stats than Kakashi, but Kakashi's stats are already getting eclipsed by Naruto's. So that's why a lot of authors started removing the numbers from the stats. But then it became like this vague statement of like, oh, they punch harder than the wind, and shit like that, right? But it's like, well, what does that really mean though in relation? Like, if it's all in relation to me, does his punch harder than the wind equal his punch harder than the wind, or is to Kakashi my guy punches harder than the wind still? Like, when you start using the Vega approximations, it does make it easier for you than that you don't have to stat them all, but now you have to start thinking about everyone's relations of stats to each other, because now you have to meaningful display the stats are different, because if everyone is just punch harder than the wind to Naruto, then there's no real point in including that in his stat display. Right? Like, if everyone's just going to be shown as better than you, then there's no real point in telling the audience.
I mean, everybody is better than Naruto at the point where he starts out.
Right.
The only stat he has where he would be better than anybody is the amount of chakra he has.
I also hate health bars. I've talked about this before with D&D. But a lot of people don't understand what health bars mean. Generally, even in video games, even in especially in D&D, is that people think health bars are somehow some sort of like, I'm doing fine until this point. But it's not. What it is it's a representation of your armor, your fate, your various attributes that lead to you not taking a fatal blow. Whether that you taking that big hit, oh yeah, it took off half your health bar, but in reality, it clearly didn't punch through your armor, because if it punched through your armor, then you would have been cut in half by a hit that massive that would have been able to punch through, say, steel armor.
I would say, personally, that's why I've always preferred kind of like stamina or like temporary HP systems in a lot of games where, right, like, right, like RPGs, right? This is there. You have your primary health bar, right? This is something that regenerates after every fight. But once it goes down, then you have your actual HP. But the more of that you lose, the shittier you get. Like,
right, or a wound system, right?
yeah, or a wound system, right? Like, call it whatever you want to call it in your game.
Right.
But like, that's the problem with D&D, right? The wizard has 153 HP. The fighter has 230 HP.
But really what it is it's a fate bar, effectively. It's the wizard wasn't hit by the blow, he dodged the blow, but that dodge cost him fate, and he's getting closer to the fatal blow that kills him, effectively.
Yeah, right, but that's just the problem with it, because like,
no, don't.
either
it's not. It's literally what it is. Back in D&D 3.5, they literally tell you what the health bar means, and that's literally what it means. But a lot of people, obviously, A, don't read. We already covered that part. But B, the visual representation in a lot of video games, which are based off of D&D, and a lot of D&D, which is based off of earlier D&D, is that the health bar is basically just how healthy my character is, and it's like, it's really not actually how healthy your character is.
Yeah,
it's how close your character is from the fatal blow that kills them.
I like
right.
the explanation with some where it's all right, like a prototype, for instance, right? You have health, obviously. Well, you take a blow that nearly kills you. You are visibly wounded, Then you go and eat some poor schmuck,
literally,
and you regenerate.
but the point of the health bar in Prototype was that it literally was a biomass bar indicating how
Yes.
much biomass you had.
Yeah.
That's completely different. We're talking about normal people, Sign, not a fucking
alright, a
alien
wizard.
apocalyptic plague.
The wizard, right? Go back to the example of the wizard.
Sure.
Okay. The wizard takes some damage. He gets his HP knocked down by half.
Right.
All right. He's fucking hurt. He's bruised to shit. His
Right,
ribs may be cracked.
But that's not, you're
organs
not
are-
listening. I'm not saying the blow doesn't hit them. I'm saying it doesn't kill them. They can take
Obviously.
any number of blows. They can take a side swipe that hits them barely. It grazes them, but it cracks their rib. Oh, it tears off this piece of armor. It hits their leg and they're limping now. But at the end of the day, it's a combination of luck, evasion, armor, just fate. It all boils
Stamina.
down to their stamina, whatever. It all boils down to their. It is literally their fate clock, where when they hit 0, that's the blow that kills them.
Yeah, and the problem is people don't remember. Like, for instance, that's always been like right. One of the things that I really liked about XCOM: The Long War, and this was included in later in XCOM 2 in War of the Chosen. The more hurt your soldiers are, the less effective they are in combat.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Right, because
More likely to panic.
he got hit. He has
same.
1 HP left. He got hit by a fucking plasma thing. He lost his shit because there's a huge panic modifier when you lose X% of your health in one shot. And B, for the rest of the mission, oops, he's got like -30 to his accuracy, because even if you are able to keep him on his feet through a combination of drugs and bandages, what's he gonna do? He's missing a lung.
Yeah, drugs
He's still
and
in pain, he's
bandages
suffering
aren't.
physical shock.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing I do like about XCOM is that they do make it so that you have a large temporary HP brought on by items and armor, but the actual HP bar, like the actual last 4 HP blocks, are your actual HP bar, and if those go down, that's when your soldier starts taking wounds. And that's cool. I like that. And that's more of what it is you actually have this very large bar of evasion, armor. They just missed. But over time, as the battle progresses, that gets lower and lower, and you get closer and closer to the blow that's going to kill you. And putting HP bars, especially into books, is the worst thing you could ever do to a narrative. Now, some people have made it work. Some people also wrote Lord of the Rings. In fact, only one person wrote Lord of the Rings. So, I'm sorry, but you're not that guy.
Whoa.
Some people made lit RPG with a health bar actually work. But you ain't that guy. You're not him. And a lot of people think they are him. And they're wrong. Because the amount of planning that went into, say, Lord of the Rings is mountains less than the amount of planning that you would need to put into a story where there's an actual HP bar. Because you have to plan every single speck of HP that your character has through their entire journey. You have to plan how much every single weapon they will ever pick up does. You have to plan every single HP bar the monster has in their journey. and how it relates to every previous monster they've fought in their journey, and how much damage each monster's attack does during that journey. And then, on top of all of that, you have to explain in your story to the audience, at the very least, why the dragon with 10 bajillion HP isn't some sort of tyrannical terror to a world where they have to rely on the hero who has 1 bajillion HP and the hero sword that does 2 bajillion damage per hit.
Well, that's because, fuck you, that's why.
Yeah, and that's always dog shit. Especially, it works in a game because it's a game, it's meant to be played. But a story is meant to tell a story. Games can tell stories, but they don't need to.
A storytelling a game is kind of backwards.
A little bit. Because you can't really change anything. You're kind of just being told what happened.
You're watching somebody else play World of Warcraft, and you don't get to pick what armor they buy and where they invest their points.
Effectively. Yes.
Anyway, I'm getting dinner. Don't put HP bars in your stuff. It's dumb. If you do, please either make it very clear that it's some kind of ultra magic luck bar, or when someone's on 1 HP, they need to be bad at everything.
At Death's Door?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the other thing, right? Like, what's even worse than a health bar is a mana bar. What's even worse?
No, I can get behind a mana bar.
No, health and mana bars are even worse. Sorry, not health and mana. Mana and stamina bars in a story are even worse. Because now you have to keep everything consistent with that. Oh, this spell costs 55 mana. Okay, so that means the upgrade version has to cost 110. Okay, well, you just defeated the Arc 1 boss. Okay, so we're getting an upgraded spell to fight the new boss. That costs 320. And then the upgraded spell costs 600. And then the upgraded spell costs 2,000. And then you get just ridiculous levels of mana requirements because you keep having
I get it, but this is why I like working off a percentage system. And of course, if you're using a level system or anything like that, as your character grows and their whatever stat effects mana increases, your spell this spell costs 10% of your current mana level to cast at level 1, and you had 10 in whatever point, right? You went to level 2, you put 10 more points in it. Suddenly that thing only costs 5% of your mana to cast because you've doubled your mana pool. The numbers are there, but they're hidden behind a percentage.
Yeah,
that's a whole lot easier
now
to
you
parse.
have to easier to parse for the readers, but it's still a just mountain of work for you as an author to now have to plot around every single spell in relation to every other single spell. And then
this is why you fudge the numbers.
This is why you don't fucking put a mana bar into a written story. It's way easier to fudge the numbers when there aren't any.
True, yeah, absolutely. However, lots of people actually like the lit RPG genre, so lots of people are also retarded. Yes, I know. I'm hear you winding up for that.
I'm glad you answered your own question. But point being, though, like, is it Adrian King? Who writes Game of Monsters? Is that Adrian King?
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
I think it is. Yeah, Game of Monsters. It is. Okay, great. Yep, Adrian King.
I was just reading it.
Very interesting story. Game of Monsters. Very interesting take on numbers in a game.
Mm-hmm.
In that they barely ever get brought up, and they basically don't matter.
He keeps everything
That's
to
the best way to do it.
percentages.
Yep, that is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And the closest to like levels you get are just skill levels, which
Yeah.
mean jack shit because they're all percentage based.
But
Like, he does
the
runes
most
5% better.
important part of the entire story is that when you get stabbed, you die.
Yep, makes sense.
And unlike every story, because this is the problem with health bar stories, where it's like, oh, this sword does 55 damage, and then you come up to some monster or some random bandit, and the bandit has 55,000 HP, and then you stab the bandit through the heart, and then the bandit's like, you have to do that 1,000 more times to kill me.
Yeah, no, fuck that. You got stabbed in the heart, you're fucking dead. Or you got shot in the head, you're fucking dead. Period.
Yeah,
That's how I ran my story.
And that's why health bar stories are just stupid, because now you have to explain the fight in where Naruto or you or whatever, Harry Potter whittles down the HP of whoever they're fighting, because they have to cast Fireball 22 times, because Fireball only does 50 damage, and they have, 6,000 HP.
Well, maybe don't give your enemies 6,000 HP.
But they're the boss enemy. They need to have more HP than the monsters.
I don't give a fuck. Make it believable.
It is believable.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Have you ever played a fucking video game?
Fuck off. That's a video game.
Yeah, so stop putting it in a fucking book!
It's not even believable in a video game sometimes. Like, I stabbed this motherfucker in the heart, and you're telling me he's still up? Or Ubisoft is the worst about this here recently. So you're telling me I came up behind this guy and I assassinated him, but he's still somehow alive, when in every single game before this, that's a kill shot.
Well, you see, he was
You-
level 30, and you were level 10.
That's some bullshit.
Little known fact. Back then, that was just helping someone by giving them a new breathing hole.
Yes.
Hey,
But
You didn't know?
anyway, point being about
yeah.
point being
that
though
threw me
is
off that.
that Adrian
shit.
King is writing gamer stories with very little. It's that are lit RPGs, but they're very minimal, and they're very popular, wildly popular. But he gets away with it because he doesn't put the game mechanics into the story that make writing the story hard. And the game mechanics he does put into the story, he makes sure to minimize as much as possible, whether it's using vague wording, like instead of describing his skill level as like rank 5 seal making, it's seal making, a mastery like no other. Gives you a better description of what his level is without giving you some sort of fucking weird number that you're now having to compare to other people. It's like, oh, well, dude, does this guy have rank 6 seal making? What the fuck does rank 6 mean in relation to rank 5?
In Game of Monsters, his like levels and skills are just basic vague shit to say
Yeah.
he's really good at X. And by that point in the story, you know he's good at X.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's like, there's not obtrusive. It's just saying, oh, he's slightly better. It's a reminder. He got a lot of this shit because he has this pseudo gamer system.
Yeah.
And it's not out of the way. Actually, if it's fine, it's like, okay, you know what? I like this.
Sounds what Kishi tried to do with Samurai 8. I've never heard of Samurai 8. Does anyone know about Samurai 8? Max?
yes.
Okay, hit me with
Only
it.
heard of it.
It's a very, very old game, if I recall correctly.
Mhm.
And it was crap.
Is it?
I can't believe we have AIs now, but people are using them to make dog shit porn and copy-paste word salads and not full-scale massive CYOA stories with essentially single-player D&D. Yeah, I would like to do that. We definitely need to get the AI to a better degree, and I need more access to them. But I would
Yeah.
absolutely love to have 5 AIs lined up. One is the narrator.
Samurai 8 was a manga from Kishimoto.
Oh, Kishimoto.
Wait, no, I'm
in
thinking
conjunction
of.
with Okubo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Once
thinking
again,
of.
Sign is amazingly wrong.
Yeah.
You know, all right. You remember the game with the dude with the lightsaber? He had to jerk off to get it going.
You're thinking No More Heroes.
No More Heroes. Before No More Heroes, that guy made another game. I forget the name of it. That's what I was thinking.
Killer
of.
7?
Killer 7.
That sound about right?
Yep, that's the one I
By
was
the way,
thinking
games
of.
I've never played, I just know about them because I listened to a podcast years ago that were huge marks for that dude's work. Yeah, well, my understanding, Killer 7, really thought-provoking story, not the best gameplay.
Dog shit
That's
gameplay.
what I think
Yeah.
I've heard.
But anyway, point being though, is that yeah, we'll just put that stuff in there. So,
yeah,
about
no,
AI.
that actually looks familiar.
AI, yes.
Right, so AI.
5 AIs
I would
in a
like
room
to
writing
get
a
4
story.
I would like to get 4 AIs. I would like to be able to single out each AI and give them a different role. So they don't have to like do some sort of fucking memory shit to keep characters separate. It's like your character 1, your character 2, your character 3, your character 4. This is your abilities, this is what you have, this is your backstory, this is how you react to things. And then just place them all in a fucking little sandbox and be like, you write down everything that happens and make sure to tell it in a cool way. And then I throw the prompts at the AI to move the plot along in response to them, and just kaboosh, a whole fucking story.
Alright.
But we're not
What do
at
you
that
wanna-
stage yet.
What would you want to teach the AI off of, though? Because you could probably do that now, but you'd have to teach each AI, like, individual mannerisms and dialogue.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is we need to get to a point in AI development where I'd be able to just feed it a character sheet effectively. And I don't mean like a D&D character sheet, but I mean like a life sheet effectively where I could write down.
Character AI to feed it. Character AI literally generates characters for that purpose.
Okay, but can they interact with each other?
One would
Well,
think that one of the
hang on.
characters made by character AI would have a specific personality and behave in a specific way if fed to another AI.
No. I can make the character sheets. I need to have the AI be in a developmental state where I can modularize them and put them into a interactive environment with each other.
I think we could probably do that because we've had attempts at having AI interact with each other in labs. It
Yeah.
just devolves into nonsense. Like the time where it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, so we had to kill the 2 AI. Why? Because they made a new programming language that none of us could understand, and we're pretty sure they started doing some freaky shit. It's like, oh.
Because
They started modifying
talking to each
their
other
own
in
code. Yeah, they started modifying their
Yeah.
own code and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can do that. It's just a question of whether or not the product is something you want or desire.
Well, no, hence modularize and obviously restrict their outputs and don't tell any of the AI that they're talking to AI. And, you know, obviously, that's what I'm saying. We need to get to a developmental standpoint and where I can prop up 4 AIs to act as characters, and they only have information about their character. They can't do fucking code. They can't invent new languages. All they can do is take the character information I give them and operate off of it. And then, of course, obviously, either I would have to manually
Sneaky.
import it, or they could
I'm sorry, you just described a tabletop gaming session, but removed the human factor aside from yourself.
Yes, that is literally what I've been describing.
Yeah.
That's yes.
You might. I mean, just cut out the AI and just pick 4 people you trust to not drive you insane.
That's a bad idea.
Right, Max, because I have such a great history of managing to get 4 people to consistently show up for anything ever.
I mean, if we go back to our college days, yes. We were able to do that really, really well.
Yes, our college days, back before everyone got married, had kids, or moved halfway across the country.
I mean, you don't have to do it in real time. You could do it over chat.
But again, the reason why I would like AI to do it instead of people is because, well,
You don't have to pay AI.
well, there's that too. But also, it's more along the lines of I can trust the AI to purely stay in character 100% of the time and not do something funny because it's a meme or because it would be cool or whatever, but because it's the character's personality that would dictate the actions.
That's why you would edit it to make sure they didn't do something stupid.
Right, but if I have to sit there and edit the adventure that took place, I might as well not pay them, not deal with trying to wrangle cats, and just have the AI do it for me instead.
Fair.
I think it would be an interesting experiment with AI. I don't think it'd be all that interesting past 2 or 3 chapters, assuming 5 to 10K words per chapter.
I think I
I
could
don't
keep
know.
it
It depends
interesting.
on the AI.
Yeah, I think I could keep it interesting.
I mean, the new storyteller AIs are actually supposedly working really well.
Well, no, see, that's the thing, though, Max. Right? Is the premise here is that the characters are AI, the minutes taker, we'll call him, is an AI who records everything, but I, the person, am the one giving them the prompts and the reactions to their actions, as a DM would, to guide the story along. I wouldn't be leaving the AI to write their own fucking story. Hell no. We
No,
all saw how that ends up.
even with you being the middle man here, I don't think it'd be all that interesting.
You'd still have to
After
do
a
a lot of
while.
editing.
Like, yeah, you'll have people following it, Sneaky, but keep in mind, lowest common denominator of the masses make up a massive number of the population. You'll keep it going just from sheer groundswell alone, whether it's good or bad.
Oh, I know.
I think you'd want to shoot yourself by the time chapter 6 or 7 roll around.
I count 4 people in chat. Knows. Do you realize we are streaming to multiple platforms?
Where's he saying this?
Twitch. I mean, in voice.
Okay, well,
Okay.
hang on.
First
No,
off, I can count on Max.
You need 5 people in chat, first off, because Sneaky
Yeah.
needs 4 characters and 1 narrator. We have 3 characters, theoretically, and 1 narrator.
First off, I can trust Max to do a good character and do a good story and keep in character with nearly everything he does. Fuck off, Nose. Your point is not valid by you fucking making it. Second off, I'm sorry, and Aura's not even going to take offense to this. Aura is the most dead narrative weight that's nearly ever existed.
I mean, I play
Oof.
dwarf characters. I'm not allowed to talk.
I
so.
have played with this man for nearly 5 years of D&D. No. 3 years. No, Aura recently joined us. Only 2 years. I have played with this man for 2.5 years of D&D. He is narrative dead weight. He goes along with everything, and that's great. I love it. He's a great teammate to work with in D&D because he just rolls with things. But he is narrative dead weight.
He's the ultimate straight man.
No, not even that. Because he just goes with everything.
Oh, Oh wait, is he
Oh.
just a side character that's been dragged along for the ride?
He is the random thief you hired at level 1, killing God with you now. Yes.
Ah.
Oh, good. I just sent a relevant meme to Stan about that earlier tonight.
I know.
I saw that meme on my server earlier.
Yes.
It's a great meme.
It's a good meme.
Because you know that thief wasn't paid enough for this bullshit.
Well, I mean, technically, at this point, he probably was paid enough because he's gotten a significant amount of loot.
The thief that has died and reincarnated and gone through 3 or 4 gender changes at this point.
Oh, no. that wasn't a meme. That happened.
Oh.
You know what? I don't want to know.
D&D reincarnate spell from the druid. Bayo, our thief, kept running off to go steal things, and then the things he went to go steal ended up killing him multiple times. And we didn't have access to revival spells, and so we had to reincarnate him each time. And then when we did finally have access to revival spells, it was just funny. So we kept doing it.
Hey, you know what? It's not as expensive of a spell slot.
Exactly.
Fair. Roll the dice.
I have
fuck it.
more important spells to cast than fucking revive.
Yeah, he swapped genders multiple times throughout the story because part of the reincarnate spell is also changing your sex. Poor guy.
I mean, at that point, it's just kind
I'm
of
sure
funny.
he'll get over it.
Oh, he got over it. He had like a bajillion gold by the end of the campaign. He successfully
Nice.
completed his thief arc. He became part of the central banking arc.
Don't
Thief
give
moment.
a fuck, I'm rich.
He stole so much he became a new central bank.
So he became the ultimate thief.
I see.
I was going to say he became the British government, but
Yeah,
that also
he
works.
prestiged.
He became the American government.
But yeah, no, that wasn't a meme. No, the meme that Max sent was a JRPG meme. Which I believe was
Oh,
let's see.
yep, that's the exact one.
Yep, that
That's
one.
the one.
Yep. But yeah, so generally I don't like gamer quests. Like, what was wrong with accepting quests anyway? Like, it's always a lot of this in the first chapter that's always kind of really grates on my nerves of like, oh, what's XP? Oh, what's VIT? It's like, why are we giving gamer powers to people that don't understand gamer lingo?
Because it's funny.
No, it's really not.
I
It's
know it's
not,
not. I'm
it's-
just saying that's what people would probably say.
Probably.
Isn't it funny that he doesn't know what my cool gamer lingo is, Lamau?
No.
Me sending a low tier.
No. But anyway, yeah, it's just, generally speaking, it's just gamer lit RPG. It's a very easy genre to write. It's a very easy genre to get large amounts of people in because everyone knows gamer powers, and so it's very easy for the average idiot to conceptualize, and it obviously fulfills the power niche fantasy. But it's just really hard for authors to write at the end of the day. You are going to
work.
and this isn't a if you write yourself into a corner situation. It's you will write yourself into a corner if you go on long enough. And a lot of authors don't know when to end their story. And so what you end up with is eventually your good story will turn to shit. Because you don't know when to end it.
A problem that has plagued many such writers genuinely.
Yes, actually.
The fucking comic books, honestly, not just
It
everything.
describes most stories, really.
Yes. He will always live long enough to be the villain. What the fuck? Nintendo put out a flip phone 2DS?
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, I think that about covers a funny D&D reincarnation story. My paladin brutally murders a guy by throwing him into an animal fighting ring. Bear and Displacer Beast rip him apart. Druid reincarnates him in another town using a dismembered finger without telling anyone, and sends him off naked into the church. My paladin is in a church and sees a naked man and offers to help him, and only further traumatizes the poor NPC. Hey, he should be glad that he got to keep his manually bits.
Druids, no sense of right or wrong.
Indeed. True neutral. Truly the cruelest of
True
arts.
neutral. You're fucking chaotic evil. Fuck druids. Druid players ruin D&D.
What drives a man to neutrality? Are you born with a heart filled with neutrality, or are you simply driven there by lust or greed?
No, says the paladin, it comes from God. No, says the fighter, it comes from money. No, says the druid, comes from
The
something.
trees! I know, says the druid! I speak for the trees!
I rejected these. The thief
The
talking about how they
trees
built
speak
an
the
underground
attitude.
city.
My underground city of embers!
And with your help, it can be your city as well.
Okay, Skaven.
My players realizing I've made the entirety of Bioshock into a module.
And filled it with Skaven.
It is now filled with Skaven. There is a giant armored Skaven. Good luck, fucker. Let's see your heat metal work now. They already have warped stone in it. Kill yourself. Fuck you, druid.
Oh.
Oh, what happened?
Oh,
Good
he was
job.
just coming in right at the wrong time. Unfortunately, Alvor, we are closing up for today. Everyone
It's okay.
can
No,
come
that-
back on Friday.